The FYCoDcast is not endorsed by Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, or any of the studios working on the franchise. Call of Duty is rated M for mature by the Entertainment Software Rating Board. Please respect the ratings.
Hello all, and welcome to the FYCoDcast third take. This is the 9th edition of the podcast. My name is Tyson Matsuki, and there's not really any holiday I can comment on that's coming up. Well, it's April. It's pretty dead month. Black Crystal couldn't make it, so I brought back Adam to be with me from the. You were on the 6th one, right?
6 sounds about right. That'd be my guess.
Well, we'll say hello, and yeah, you're back.
I am back.
No interview call this time around, but we have quite a bit of news to go over. And but first, Adam, what's your obstination with hippos?
So I saw a tiny hippo comic on Reddit, and I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I'm just going with it.
Okay. I don't think I want to know the history about that, or maybe I can ask you about later. But news call. Here we go.
News call. This information is going live. Listen up.
All right. The Call of Duty movie rumors are back up again, and Activision CEO Eric Hirschberg made a comment on it, and he said that, quote, "Our primary business is making great games, and we want to make sure that we stay close on that, and don't mess anything up in the pursuit of making movies. If we do that, it's going to be with the right partners at the right time and for the right reason."
I find this interesting because, the Activision CEO may be on one page that he's not completely close to the idea of making a Call of Duty movie. Bobby Kotick, on the other hand, I remember seeing a New York Times profile that they did on him, and he was asked the same question, and he flat out rejected the idea. And it seemed to me at the time that he really respected the brand that is Call of Duty, and he wanted to preserve it. If anything, that he wanted to maintain the integrity of the brand, and maybe Call of Duty. I could be wrong here, but Call of Duty doesn't really introduce to a screen experience and still be as successful as the game. What are you thinking of that?
Yeah, it obviously won't be as successful as the game. No movies are even successful as the game, so I don't think they'll ever hit that kind of money-wise anyway.
Have them
movies? No, not within the first week like a game. Maybe overall, but first week in the box office will not outsell first week on sale for a game.
Yeah. Well, there have been pretty interesting movie experiments. The one that comes to mind is Resident Evil, but pretty much, and for some reason, every movie based on a game sucks. I actually don't know what's going through these producers' mind that they can hope to catch the gaming experience, introduce it to the screen, and it's just like a copy paste. It's a lazy way of producing, trying to cash in some easy money, and it kind of disgusts me. But there you go. Hollywood is also looking for money, and they're looking for the next best thing. And I don't know if a producer would see those words with enlightenment as him going forward to Activision and making him deal. But I still think that even with the willingness of making a Call of Duty movie, I think that they're still pretty protective of their brand. As for but let's discuss conspiracy theories for a moment. Do you think that it'll be an original script or maybe something adapted from a game?
It would be more successful if they adapted from a game, but I don't. I mean, it's always going to be up to them what they do with it. But if they want to get the most out of it, they'll make it from a game. That's what I think.
Maybe what do you think? The World War II era, the Modern Warfare era, or the Vietnam, which is kind of like the Black Ops era?
Black Ops would be more interesting to me because I thought that campaign was awesome. But I don't know how the general public feels about which one is better and whatnot. I mean, they're both really good campaigns, but I always prefer Black Ops over.
The experiment about having having an audience be exposed to a movie that has because Call of Duty has always been at least the campaigns have been recognized as being able to play from different sides, even though it's a huge focus on the American side of things, but they allow you to play as for example the French, the Russian, the Germans, or scratch that. I don't think Call of Duty has ever allowed you to play as a German, but the whole different campaigns and how will those interweave within a movie script. That would be an awesome. That would be an awesome experiment to see. I don't know if it has been tried yet, but there you go. But you have to wait and see about how will this goes. Anywho, moving on to the next topic. Take it away.
The Activision GDC a couple weeks ago, Activision presented a new graphics engine. It was a tech demo. It was run on 2-year-old hardware, and it focused on photorealistic characters. They had 4 or 5 different characters, as I remember, just speaking random things, and it looked pretty realistic. So whether we'll see it in a next Call of Duty game or not, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. I think it was Dan Emmerich that commented on this, that that emotions showing from the face and like those little graphic things that make a face more photorealistic really immerse you in the experience. I don't know if you share his opinion.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much, because the game's not going to run just the character speaking. When maybe a cutscene, yes, but we're never going to get that close to actual gameplay graphics anytime soon.
It's possible, and for a tech demo running on the thing that really astounded me here was the 2-year-old hardware. So basically, this is practically doable right now, and the next gen rumors are somewhat around current PC hardware. Is that it? I haven't been keeping up on that.
That's what the rumors are so far. We don't have any specifics, but
there are some specifics on the PS4, but not the whatever the next Xbox will be. And if anything, it's highly rumored that an announcement will be made on May or maybe at the end of April. But until then, Internet, no, the next Xbox won't be always online unless Microsoft says so. Okay, good. So about the new engine for Call of Duty. One of the pivots of Call of Duty is always running an arcade type, running at 60 FPS. I don't know if by doing a new engine will it lose that. Maybe that more games will incorporate 60 frames per second, even though it doesn't necessarily speed up the action, but it being capable of developing of putting up more polygons per second. And I don't really know how to feel about that, about Call of Duty getting a new engine, because by the time that comes, 60 frames per second won't really be a selling point. If anything, let's just discuss conspiracy theories here for a moment. If anything, a next Call of Duty engine, what would it need for it to still be relevant?
I don't think it'll change much at all. I think the graphics will be improved for the next gen. But other than that, I think they'll keep the general gameplay the same.
I see. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, and this is personally, this is kind of a topic that brought me many headaches, but I'll let Adam run through it.
You got the microtransactions making its debut in Black Ops 2. We have Nuketown 2025 is now free for everyone, and Nuketown Zombies has a cost of $5 in the Xbox Live Marketplace, which is now available today, April 12th.
Yeah, it's
On PSN
available.
and PC.
It's available today. At the day of this recording, it is available for also PS3 players and PC players to buy as well. And they're pretty much the same price, prices as the as the Microsoft side of it. $5 is like 300 points, 320 points. What was it? That kind of currency always confuses me. I don't know why Microsoft just they won't just ditch it. Anywho, and here's the first part of it. And here's the first part of my facepalm moment on this. The Nuketown 2025 going free to everybody is reading so many comments on the internet that that people I think they were just dumbfounded or something because okay, it's true that Nuketown 2025 was a pre-order bonus, but that doesn't mean that you got the map by paying. It was available for everybody that acquired a first press copy, and then pretty much everybody is getting free for free now. I remember the rage over the 24/7. Even some dumb things as a class action lawsuit over the removal of Nuketown 24/7, and about Nuketown Zombies, I really haven't seen that rage because Nuketown Zombies only was available on the Harding and Care Package editions, where you had to pay a premium for it, and the little price also included the price for the map pack. And I don't know like why there's so many people raging about Nuketown 2025 being over, and its recent inclusion on the rotation, it brings back the Nuketown haters. I don't know. Do you got anything you want to say on this?
Well, as far as Nuketown 2025, I got it day one, obviously, but I don't care if people get it for free now because I got it for free 5 months ago, 6 months ago almost now. Yeah,
and people forget that the 5 month lead. Let's see, December.
It said
5 months. Yeah,
the pre-order bonus was to get first access to Nuketown 2025. It didn't say exclusive access forever that no one else will ever have. It just said you'll get it first.
Yeah, exactly. And many people don't realize that first access or not first access, but the time exclusivity that is important. Like, ask any PS3 player or PC player that has to wait a month before they get the map packs that like for example, the Revolution came out, they had to wait a month. Now we get Uprising next week, and they had to wait until May to get it. Although Activision or Treyarch hasn't set a date yet, but people do really complain to the developers of that about. It's either you get it or you don't get it at all. Like, I don't remember. Maybe you can remember me here. Was there a similar outrage when Black Ops, back in Black Ops, they decided to try out the map pack, the zombie exclusive map pack, but it was really the remastered World of War maps in the Black Ops 2 engine that mostly the Harding and the Care Package guys got, and they got Moon for free. So was there a similar outrage? I don't remember really.
No, because they got it for free. that's why that they didn't complain. If they had to pay, a discounted price for Moon, I think they would have been, but they got it for free. So I mean, can't really complain for free.
Yeah. Okay, so, so there's more to this microtransaction thing. I'll take it from here. Personalization packs. They give you different camos for $2. Among some of them are the infamous bacon. Ugh. It really shows that Treyarch has a sense of humor. Viper, Dia de Muertos, Graffiti, and more of those. All those packs separate cost $2. You can probably watch one of the YouTubers that has a video of that if you want to take a look about how it will look on your weapon. The Flags of the War pack, adding additional calling cards of the area that you purchased them for $1. The Extra Slots pack adds 10 more Create a Class slots for a grand total of 100 different classes, and it's available for $2. I'm gonna focus a moment on the Extra Slots pack because people really thought that you could get all 100 classes on the game, and when it turned out not to be so, again, it's the internet. There was some outrage, and although I know the reason why this could have been done, I just want to let you take it from here, Adam. Why do you think that the developer chose not to give the player access to those 100 slots instead of making it per class, like class set 1, 2, 3, so forth?
Probably because it's a memory issue. The game probably can't load in 100 classes per player. You know, it has to load in. You get 12 people, and they all have it. That's 1,200 classes the game has to load.
Yeah,
and that probably can't do it.
Well, in the case that it did, it would present a balancing problem, because having 100 different configurations to choose from, that's a serious problem, and it's basically you're paying to have an advantage. And while these microtransactions are optional and cosmetic in nature, I don't think it isn't the best interest of the developer to make something that you have to that gives you an advantage. Like it's like for those of us who have Xbox and you guys that are hearing out there, it's like avatar items. Like there's some neat ones you just buy and wear them. I think of these things the same way. Although I do have to say about the Flags of the World pack, there's my little gripe with it, because Flags of the World were free on other games, and while I can understand paying for additional ones, there were set ones that were free, and right now I'm just paying to get them. That's why my little outrage. But like I said, it's optional. I don't have to buy if I don't want to. Also, the last thing before we move on from topic, people all over have said that if a Call of Duty game were to incorporate microtransactions, they should be a free to play. I think that's mostly because most PC games, most MMOs are on that same business model, and because Call of Duty Activision rather said that they wish to incorporate microtransactions to give more freedom to the players, that Call of Duty should, according to these people, go down in price. I don't get it. I don't get the logic in there. Do you get it? Or
yeah, I throw the people that complain that it should be with the season pass in there too. And the season pass says you get map packs. It doesn't say every single piece of DLC. It says specifically map packs.
Yeah, that was another thing people rage over. Sometimes I don't get the internet. I feel like I'm an alien. I know we talked about esports on the last podcast, but we had to talk about esports again, namely the Call of Duty Championship. Adam, take it away.
Last Sunday was the Call of Duty Championship finals. The final match was between Team Envious and FYCo Impact. FYCo Impact ended up winning in the 11th game, Search and Destroy. And they won $400,000. Envious came in second. They won $200,000. And Optic Gaming came in third for $120,000.
Well, this is mainly off the script, but I'm really curious. You were chosen to be a mod of the chat room. How was that experience?
It was terrible. No, it was really fun, but at the same time, the people that are in that chat are just terrible people. But I had fun with it. It was interesting. And I would definitely do it again.
Anything that you remember that made you head scratch, facepalm, or just
the Optic fanboys are the worst fanboys I've ever seen in my life.
And people all over said that Optic Optic are kind of like, at least the players, not the fanboys. The players are like are good manner guys. They are awesome.
Yeah, I have no problem with the players. The players seem like cool people, but the fans in that chat were.
But what about the players from both MBS and FYCo Impact? Have you heard anything about their behavior or something?
The team's behavior or the fans?
You can comment on both.
Most teams are actually pretty nice, is what I've heard. They were all down to earth people. I mean, each fan base is going to have their fair share of horrible fans. I mean, that goes for Call of Duty, that goes for regular sports in general too. But when it comes to the more vocal, terrible fans, that definitely went to the Optic fans. The other ones, you're always going to have them, but.
And here's something, guys. Adam was rooting for a donut shop.
It was, obviously.
So
they didn't do good though.
Yeah. I couldn't be on the streams. I remember seeing the offer. I was tempted in taking it, but between my duties at the radio station and work, I couldn't be moderating all the time. So it was left in good hands with Adam, and the other mod was Flanagan, right?
There was a lot of different ones, but yeah, he was one of them.
Okay. I want to take a moment to discuss about how this whole esports thing will go from here, because it's incorporation on Black Ops 2, where in-league play, in podcasting, in live streaming was definitely a first. But what do you think Activision, but mostly Activision, and Treyarch second, what would be their interest in pushing Call of Duty as an esport?
Well, I think they're going in the right direction with this, but they need the fans at the actual event weren't into it. They didn't seem to be into it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that it was not a public event. It was a private event where there was only the players, Activision staff, the press, maybe the families of these young guys.
The VIPs were invited.
I think that should be the next thing to try.
Open it up to the public.
Yeah, it would make a nice challenge. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, and Astro is already planning this, but we'll have to wait until later in the year to see. But if anything, this is interesting to see where it will go, because me personally, I'm not really an esports guy, but seeing these guys play at the highest level, it was really inspiring. I have to respect those people's dedication. Like, I could never be good as they are. That's why I watch them. Duh. And that's pretty much it. You want to add something?
It's going to be at least 2 more years, maybe 3. I heard they locked it in for another 2 years at least.
Same game or the different Call of Duties?
The championship. So I'm going to assume that Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, whoever's making the next one, has to be on board with creating a competitive game. It has to be competitive.
Yeah, and Treyarch already got the ball rolling. Either Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Raven, and Neversoft had to pick it up from there, because if the developers don't keep the momentum going, this won't go nowhere. But we'll have to wait and see. Also, and to wrap up the news call and the podcast itself, some news from Uprising. Let's finish with that.
So the second map pack, which we discussed a little bit earlier, will be available next week, the April 16th. And it's got 4 multiplayer maps and a zombie map. The multiplayer maps are Magma, Encore, Vertigo, and Studio. Studio is a firing range remake. And the zombies map is Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead takes place on Alcatraz Island and has 4 characters, which are played by Michael Madsen, Joe Pantoliano, Chaz Palminteri, and Ray Liotta.
I actually don't know much about these guys' work until I looked at them. The only one that was familiar to me was Michael Madsen, and I'm here. I know that guy from somewhere, and when I look up his profile near the movie database, and he was one of the bad guys in Kill Bill, and I'm like, oh, so that's where I know you from. Can you comment on any of these of these actors' quality of movie?
I have no idea. I hadn't heard of them until now. I mean, I've heard of the movies they've been in, but I couldn't tell you who they were off the top of my head.
Yeah, because for example, Michael Madsen is known for 2 Quentin Tarantino classics, Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill Volume 1, where he played one of the bad guys. I actually haven't seen well, half of the internet will kill me for this, because Reservoir Dogs is like a cult. But I began seeing it, but I haven't finished seeing it yet. Joe Pantoliano, he was known for movies as Memento and The Matrix. I have Memento somewhere. I haven't seen it. The Matrix, I don't recall off the top of my head where he was.
Yeah, I've seen The Matrix, and I couldn't tell you who he was in that movie either.
I don't think that's Morpheus. I don't think so.
No.
Chaz Palminteri, at least the only movie that I recognize him from is Analyze This. It's a funny, it's a comedy movie based on a psychiatrist and his patient that he's a gangster. It's like a sitcom. It was really entertaining, but again, I don't recall off the top of my head where he was. And Ray Liotta, maybe the most popular one that I've seen from him is Goodfellas. Another gangsters movie. But then again, the developers said that they want to recreate a classic 30s time period, and I pretty much feel these all these characters within that role that best. And the rationale for choosing Alcatraz was also pretty interesting. And the fact that the developers actually went to Alcatraz to get a feeling about how the place felt, was really interesting. It really makes me, it makes one look forward to what they have in place. As for the maps, what's your take on the three ones that because we all pretty much know Studio being fans of Firing Range. At least I don't know about you. I'm a fan of Firing Range.
Yeah.
So at least Magma, Encore, and Vertigo. How do you feel about those?
I'm most excited for Magma. It just looked like a cool map in the trailer. I mean, Vertigo and Encore look like a generic Call of Duty map. I'm not saying they'll be bad, but they look exciting. But Magma looks different.
Have you seen the meme?
That's what I like.
Had you seen the meme that's going around Magma? It's a Dr. Evil quote.
Oh, yeah,
that he was the designer of that map. I don't know if the developers are already aware of this, but it's still funny. Liquid hot magma. Oh gosh. And Vertigo, if I remember right, or I remember reading in the Call of Duty wiki that Vertigo was a map that was cut from Modern Warfare 2. Maybe I will be right in assuming that the map itself, Treyarch somehow got a hold of the map files, or just between talks of them. I'm kind of like, hey, we designed this map, or was it pure coincidence?
It was just coincidence. It's not the same map.
Okay. And studio, how do you feel about the? Would you have preferred an updated graphics thing, like for example the firing range all messed up, or are you cool with the idea of having the same map layout but in another theme, like what Treyarch did with Cliffside, where when they made it into Hazard golf course?
I like that way of doing it, because at the same time it feels like a new map, but you know it's the same layout.
At least Matt told me that that based on my preferred game modes, like I told him that Fire and Reach is a well-designed map. Pretty much every game mode plays well on it. I tend to prefer Demolition and Search and Destroy. That I play that a lot in Black Ops, and at least he assured me that the spawn objectives and everything didn't really got much of a change. So I look forward to play back in Fire and Range. It's all fun. It's all fun. April 16th for Xbox 360 users. We still don't know a date when it'll be released on PS3. Sorry about that. And one last thing before we go, how do you feel about the Replacers trailer that has been going around?
Yeah, I love the Replacers trailer. I think they're always pretty good.
Yeah,
the last one was like 3.5 minutes. I thought it was quite long, but at the same time, it was generally quite good.
Yeah, that's the marketing machine at work, and I would say at its best because in Black Ops it was the hamburger guy, and now it's the Replacers. it has led itself for pretty amusing trailers. It's especially the part that the guy goes, pick a sandwich. I don't know. And picks up the knife and he felt like he wanted stabbing. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Okay, so we don't have much to talk about beside this, so we're just gonna wrap it here. Thanks for listening in. This has been Tyson and Adam. You have been hearing to the FYCoDcast. See you for the 10th episode. See you later.